Hey guys, welcome back to the Law of Attraction Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Natasha Graziano, and today we have traveled all the way to Miami, to the fucking Porsche Tower. I love it here. And we are here with an amazing human. He is a living legend. He has sold over 100 million albums, 54 billion streams. I mean, that fucking number is almost like, what? Isn't that insane? He has done so many tracks that you know, as in music is his middle name. He is super well known, he's super famous, and he may have just dated Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton. Aren't they friends? This shit is crazy. I'm so excited to bring in today and be at his home with his cars parked in his fucking living room. I mean, this is like Messi's old apartment, actually his old apartment, and we're sitting on his old sofa. Anyway, welcome to the show, Scott Storch.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm chilling.
Do you like your intro?
Huh? That was pretty big. That was profound.
No, but that was like, that's like an average Monday. Is it Monday?
It is.
I just realized it's fucking Monday. This is so
Monday.
good. Okay, so look, you've achieved so much. And I love to go in deep and work out like where it began. Like, did you wake up one day and go, I am gonna make music, or were you just gifted?
I basically like found myself as like a 10-year-old kid, like listening to like the Ramones or something with a tennis racket in my hand in the mirror, pretending to play, because I knew that like, I don't know, musicians and singers and rock stars like get pussy, I don't know. So and then I found a passion for it, and I started like, my parents had like a piano. It was an upright piano, but it had like 3 broken keys. And I would just start like teaching myself how to play my favorite songs. And I had like a little, at the time we had cassette tape. So I had this little cassette recorder I put on the piano bench, and I would like imitate the sounds. I didn't have money, my parents didn't have money. They sent me to like 2 piano lessons, and then it was like, I couldn't either get there or we didn't have the money for it. So I just taught myself how to play. I got to the point where my parents were like, yo, we're sick of hearing you play. Like, go play with the other kids. I'm like, nah. And then by the time I was 15, I moved in with my dad. And as soon as I did that, because my parents had divorced, he moved to Philly. And Philly is a music town. And like, it's like some legendary shit. Like, there's a couple places in America that music is just like a thing, like New York, LA, Nashville, Atlanta, and Philly is like one of them, like serious one. And I didn't want to go to school, so I didn't go to school, and I was like cutting and I was taking a train into the city, and I was like just finding like cool people on South Street, which is like a hip spot where you go, and I connected with Questlove, and like we started the Roots. It was like me, him, Black Thought, and this guy Hub.
Oh yeah, I missed that out your bio. Fuck, you were in the Roots.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, I'm a founding member. You see that plaque over there?
Mm-hmm.
That's for the Grammy I won for them. It's called You Got Me with Erykah Badu.
Wow.
But like, so I was in the Roots in a band. We used to play on the street. We would borrow power from like stores on South Street, and like we would like just play. And then we did a block party like near Temple University in the hood, and somebody discovered us, and we got a record deal. And now I'm like almost pushing 17, and I'm in a band. I'm like learning the band thing. So experiencing that first, and then segueing into being a producer, I think it has its advantages. And especially playing alongside of Questlove and learning the way watching him play drums, and then I'm like programming shit, like that perspective like made me dangerous. So I left the Roots. You know who Pete Best is? Mm-mm. Pete Best is the guy that left the Beatles. Oh. And like, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she broke up with me because I quit. She was like, you're gonna be the Pete Best of the fucking Roots. And I had to quit the Roots. Like, I loved them, and like, I'm such a harmonious person, but like, I wanted to stay in the studio and create new music instead of being on the road and promoting it. But then one night we was in New York at this club called the Wetlands, doing like a like open mic thing together, and one of them dudes like said some foul shit to me, like, cause I'm not a racist person. He's like, something turn up the treble, on the keyboards we got the white devil. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was hurt. So I left and I got a studio in Philly, and it was above where the Roots would record. And when they were their next album after I left, they wanted a song, they couldn't find a hit. I'm like, oh, well, the White Devil is not in there anymore, like whatever the fuck. So, make a long story short, I'm working with this girl who was working at Urban Outfitters at the time. And she was like a singer that never was in the studio. And we wrote a song called You Got Me, and that was Jill Scott.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's a wild.
Yeah.
So you just plucked her.
Yeah, and along with that, like, there was a couple people I put in the studio first. Beanie Siegel was one of them, and he ended up with Hove. And Eve was like, I was in the studio with her. She's also from Philly. But like, they told us, when Quest was like asked for the song, I was like, bro, this is for Jill. And he was like, nah, we need this. And Jill was like, cool. I was like, as long as she stays on it. At the last second, literally, I hadn't even heard it. The song came out and had Erykah Badu on it, which is cool because it made it such a big hit.
So insane.
But you know, I made sure that the world knew that Jill was the writer, and it blossomed her career. And I've done that a few times. Like, if I go flash forward to like later in my career, I made a song with this artist who now is an artist named Neo. And Neo wasn't an artist yet, he was a writer, and we wrote, at the time, the longest running #1 song in the history of music. You Got Me, not You Got Me, Let Me Love You. You should let me love you. You know what I'm talking about?
Wasn't that Mario?
Yeah, Mario, but
Yeah.
Neo wrote it.
Oh.
So just like the way that
Mario's
Jill
on
Scott
the show-
segued
Mario's on the
into
show in
becoming an
LA.
artist, I was making that comparison. Like,
Yo, that's amazing.
I'll write big songs with people and then they
But I
become
get
big.
it, and they become massive. Didn't you do Beyonce's first album?
Yeah,
And you did 50 Cent?
a lot of 50s.
You a lot of 50.
Candy Shop, just a little bit.
Candy Shop was my favorite. Wasn't that one of the biggest tracks of all time?
Yeah, I mean, what I like to, you know, I don't commend myself very often, but one of the things I'm most proud of is that good music is timeless, and it's like doesn't have an expiration date on it. It's forever, and very few songs today are forever.
Okay,
We're
wait.
here.
Let's go on the piano. Play me one of your favorites that
One
you've
of my
ever done.
favorites?
Let's go.
Play this.
Yeah.
So, if you want, yeah, like some of the best music that's been written has been written without electricity. It's been somebody with a pad and pen and a piano or a guitar, and that's where it starts. That good melody, and that's what's lacking. People have too much technology now, and they just like take loops and shit, and they start the wrong way. That's why I feel like all my songs and stuff like that is like forever, and it's like that's one of the things I'm most proud of.
I mean, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, like I was told by a lot that that's one of the most iconic piano riffs in the history of music.
Ever.
Spotify said it's the best hip hop song ever in history, and that's this.
Well,
I'm proud to be the guy that came up with this.
you can literally hear the beat coming. No way. Come on, this is so fun.
Me, Myself, and I.
Oh my God. Destiny's Child.
No, Beyonce.
Beyonce.
I can't believe it.
remember all of them.
No, I have 1,000 songs literally. Popping them things, candy shop.
What? You did it on the piano?
And I put strings in.
Yo, you did all this on the piano?
That's the first song that became West Side Story, or
No way. The way you remember all of them.
that song was my first Grammy. It was me and Joe. I'm trying to think. There's so many. Like,
Oh
I'm
my
trying to think.
God.
But I'm still going. Oh,
Give us Eminem.
What? Oh, yes.
that's Eve and Gwen Stefani.
I know that.
Now I'm gonna tell you a crazy story. So Eve changed my life. Eve was like a chick in Philly, like, you know, everybody knows her story. Like, well, she comes from the hood, like from the streets, and she like, the first time I ever went to LA, I went to go like do an open mic, broke as shit, 3 months behind in rent in Philly, and I'm in LA, playing at the Martini Lounge, and Eve was there, mysteriously. I was like, randomly, and she's like, Dr. Dre just signed me. I was like, get the fuck out of here, that's crazy. She later got moved to another label on that system on Interscope, Rough Riders, with Swiss and DMX and those guys. But at that moment, she was like, yo, you were always my homie, like you were good to me. I'm gonna fucking get you in with Dre. He doesn't like to see anybody. So she kept her word. The next day, on my first trip in LA, I was about to go home. I'm staying at the Roosevelt Hotel, but it was like, before they remodeled it, it was like trash. Like, it was like some broke ass shit. If you were at the Roosevelt, now it's like fly, so it's hard to see. But, so I get the call, and I go down, and I'm like waiting in the lobby for like 4 hours, and this dude ain't gonna see me. And I'm like, this is too good to be true. And Dre comes in, I'm like, yo, bro, I didn't bring any like beats with me. I didn't know I was gonna meet you. So like, you know, at that time we had DAT tape. Like digital audio, remember them DATs? And like we had collections of DATs. I didn't have any beats. He's like, well, you said you good on them keys. And I'm like, yeah. So I start playing some like, in my mind, like nothing I ever played before, but I was like doing my best impression of like something like ominous, kind of like Scarface, like. He's like, I want that on my album. Like, he's like, what are you doing for the next like year? I'm like, I'm fucking with you, dog. So like, I couldn't believe it, bro. Like this dude, like a couple of minutes later, came in with a room for to me was some fly shit. Was the La Montrose, you know, some like little boutique hotel. The keys like, you're gonna stay here. Here's some bread, like 10 racks and some shit. I was like, oh shit. Wow. I was like, I'm not going back.
And then you started writing.
I went back to my room. Huh?
No, I said then you started writing.
Yeah, it was fucking dope. So now, like, my life has changed. Like, within a couple of years, me and Dre literally set the world on fire. Wow. Within a year. And we did together, like, the first day I went into work with him, we worked with, he's like, yo, I got this kid. He's like a real dope rapper. He's a white boy. And his name was Marshall. It was Marshall Mathers. And, like, we did his first song that came out, Just the Two of Us. You know that, Just the Two of Us, where he's like, it was like his first release on Aftermath. And so I was like, yeah, I've been a part of like a lot of people's first songs. Like Chris Brown, we birthed him basically. Like, he came to my studio with Mark Pitts, the guy that signed Biggie, and Tina Davis. They showed up at the Hit Factory. I was on fire. Like, it was literally like anything I put out would go to #1.
Wow.
Yeah, at that point. And like I was really cocky. And like he came to the studio, Chris. He was like 16. I was like, bro, you're a super cool kid. Like, I'm gonna make you a hit song today. We're gonna make a #1 song. He's like, wow. I'm like, didn't lie to him. That day we made Run It.
No way, I remember
his
that.
first single. 6 months later, it was #1.
I remember when that came out. I remember thinking he's like Michael. Reminding me of Michael Jackson. Wow.
And that's it. Like, it was just on.
All right, back in for part 2. Scotty, oh my God. As we go so deep into spirituality together, I feel like you are such an evolved human. Like, you're such a beautiful energy. But you've been through so much. How did you keep your determination? How did you keep your head above water when there were times when you felt like the world was trying to pull you down?
You know what? Ever since I've been on my own since I'm 15 years old. I've learned to endure, and like I was thrown into a very tough world, and like you get thick skin if you grow up in the street, and like you can't tell me I can't do something. Like I'm gonna do that shit. I'm a determined person, and I just like I've learned to deal with disappointment. I learned to deal with heartache. It's not like I'm blocking it or putting it like on the back burner. I just deal with it, and like, you know, having been through a moment in my life when I soared to the top and could look at 100 million in my bank and then like down to like 0 because I was too busy like providing for others. I was throwing these like crazy parties, blowing money at everybody, but it was like almost doing it to like please everybody. And like just be generous and buy all my friends cars and just do dumb shit.
That's
and then like
wild.
when you lose everything and then you're like walking through a restaurant and like you hear, oh, that's the guy who lost his house on Star Island or whatever the fuck it is. You're just like, fuck it. Like I did it. I left my mark already. Like you're not gonna forget my music. Like I already did it. And you know what? I made my shit back. So, and a lot more to come. Like so now the same people that all ran away from me are like, oh, we knew you could do it. I'm like, you suck my dick. Like for real. Like a lot of people. So the people I keep around me, I have like only a few friends and like people that I trust and like care about me. Like my friend Enzo puts like daily affirmations in the morning on my phone trying to help me like get control of my demons and be like a supporting person to me. And like that's rare. You know what I mean? Like it takes a unique person to like
such a unique
teaching me
human.
about self-discipline, which is like something I haven't had.
Right.
And like, I'm trying to let that energy rub off on me slowly but surely.
And it does, because when you do those affirmations, and it's so funny that he does that, I'm the exact same. I'm like that female that like I send those out to my tribe, my people, and I'm like, read this in the mirror. I love that you do that.
I read them.
That is so powerful, because that is such a unique thing.
Like he knows, like I don't know if he's like, hears anything because we're neighbors, but like he knows when I'm fucking up. Like he just knows, like I can tell, and it'll reflect in whatever fucking he puts in the message.
Well, he's super psychic, so I feel like
I think maybe
he's in a whole other realm.
Yeah.
He's like in a thing. So well, he's gonna come on in a minute anyway. But you know what? He's just been on the show though. Like that's what's amazing. He's just like for y'all who are wondering, who we're talking about, Enzo, who was just on the show.
The wino. He's like one of the people that like I admire. Like you know what I mean? Like
no, for sure. What do you do in your day-to-day for keeping yourself in like the most positive, radiant way when life is hard? Because life is hard. Life is not always butterflies and roses.
I always think that it can be worse and that I can fix whatever the problem is because I've fixed much worse shit than whatever that is probably.
Wow.
And like I'm